Dr. Bob Flower here for the November 1st, Monday Master Pattern Report. Okay, so let's talk about last week's comments about silver, our silver prediction back in January. We went back and checked our archives, and what we actually said was in January of this year was that we're expecting silver to hit between $25 and $30, probably closer to 30. So at this point, with 2 months to go, and they are critical months, we're almost at that $25 level. I just wanted to clarify that. Okay, something I want to talk about, though, and keep in mind that we are very, very bullish on silver, and we have been right along. However, I want to warn you that there does seem to be manipulation going on in the silver market. So be very careful, be very critical of what you do. Buying silver coins and silver itself is still a good bet, even though you might be paying a premium, and I'll talk about that in a second. But be careful. Don't get caught in any wild moves here. Okay, hold your positions. Try not to add to them at this point, and until we see a clear picture. The time when silver will be valuable was when we can see that the currency is actually crashing, and that's not happening now. Okay, so just be careful. Okay, let's talk about the S&P and silver. We have a projected swing date or or move date this week for Thursday the 4th. We expect to see a move in the S&P and silver and the commodities as well. Our thinking is that up first, and then perhaps for the next several weeks down. Okay, and that kind of fulfills that point of focus that we were talking about last week, and that immediate point being the election. Our next point of focus will be the holidays, which is usually where and why we have these holiday rallies, because people perceive these as good times, happier times, Thanksgiving and things like that. So we're anticipating here over the next six weeks, let's say, up, down, up into the late holidays. Okay. All right. Let's talk a little bit about where we're headed here, and we think that no matter what happens tomorrow, we're headed for trouble, no matter what. Why? Well, first off, it's very apparent to us, Tea Partiers or not, liberal, conservative, Democrat, Republican, nobody is willing to make the sacrifice. Nobody is willing to say that Social Security needs to be boosted from, say, 62 to 65 or 66, or Medicare needs to have a bigger deduction or something. Nobody's willing to do that. But that's what we need, folks. We need to take on more responsibility ourselves, and not look to the government for as much help as we've been getting. I think that we definitely need a dramatic overhaul in the system, which I'm sure you all agree with. It's a question of how it's going to be done. And there's got to be a greater deal of fairness. People who are, for instance, people who are younger and richer with health care should not be getting the same coverage and the same costs that people who are older and poorer. Okay, that's simply the way it is. All right. Okay. Another reason why we think that we're heading for some problems here, and this may come as a surprise to some people, is that if the budget cutting that we're talking about goes into effect, this is not going to have a positive effect on the economy, certainly at first anyway. It's going to be a problem. Think about this, all of that money that's going into, let's just take as an example, let's say we did away with 25% of the Department of Energy and 25% of the Department of Education. That's an awful lot of people that you're going to be laying off, and that's a lot of money that goes into the system that then is into these services that then goes into the system that will be dissipated. Yes, we will have more money, but where is that money going to go? Is it going to come back to us? That's great. Or is it just going to go to balanced budgets and things of that sort, all right? Something to watch out for, because if it's done wholesale, we will have a major problem on our hands. We'll have a flood of unemployed and decrease in funds into the economy. I'm still betting on deflation. It looks like it's happening. It already has happened in our major industry, real estate, and that's not going to get well for at least another 4 or 5 years. We can see it in consumer items all over the place, including automobiles, whereby where the prices are down. In fact, companies, although they're reporting increased sales, yes, their sales are up, but the prices are down. Okay, tomorrow, vote, vote, vote. Don't be an ass. Get out there and vote. Let's get these bums out of there. Let's send them a message, and let's send the message to the ones that we're putting in there that, hey, you're going in, but it may only be temporary, friend. We're looking for dramatic change here. Okay, let's see. All right, here's a pretty good bet if you're looking for something. We've been backing off of the market, the stock market, but the dollar looks good. It's stronger, and part of that is because Europe is in such chaos. There's a lot of confusion, there's a lot of disillusionment, and there's a lot of fear going on over there. And because of that, it is the reason why you're seeing your hard commodities moving up, and the dollar has stopped its decline, and is, in our opinion, will start an increase. Remember this, folks. What it looks like is going to happen here is that some sort of disaster, the China bubble finally bursts, and then people, or whatever, or the euro, and people will then flood into the dollar as a safe haven. The dollar gets into trouble, people will then jump onto your hard commodities such as gold and silver and copper and platinum, things of that sort. Okay. And if it really breaks down, then you have absolute chaos. We're going to talk about that more towards the next coming weeks, towards the end of the year, and make our end of the year predictions in December. Stay cool, save your money, don't spend, be prepared to make changes in your lifestyle, but be prepared to make them with a sense of confidence, and that things will change for the better. I know it's hard to say, but have a good week.